In India, trucks aren't born ready, they're forged with patience, creativity, and faith. While in most countries vehicles leave the factory fully assembled, here the chassis arrives bare, and the rest is built by the driver's soul. Welcome to a world where tradition defies modern logic, where every cabless truck isn't a flaw but a cultural statement. Ready to meet them? India's cabless trucks. On India's highways, what catches the eye isn't just the color or the decoration, it's something far more radical. Many trucks drive without a cab, that's right. No doors, no roof. Sometimes not even a windshield. Just the chassis, the engine, and the driver's seat out in the open air. What for many cultures would be unthinkable is part of daily life here. Far from being a mistake or a sign of poverty, this practice is rooted in a long tradition, one that defines how Indian truckers see their craft and their vehicles. An industry split between past and present. Despite appearances, India has a fairly advanced automotive industry. Brands like Mahindra are globally recognized for producing affordable, durable utility vehicles and SUVs. But when it comes to heavy-duty trucks, the story is quite different. In that field, India has held on to a more traditional approach, one that in many ways seems frozen in time. A large portion of the trucks on Indian roads still use 1950s and 1960s technology. Drum brakes, leaf spring suspension, low-power engines, and of course minimal or completely absent cabs. These vehicles could be called dinosaurs on wheels, but the truth is they still work, and they work well. Ashok Leyland, the giant behind the chassis. When talking about trucks in India, one name can't be ignored. Ashok Leyland, the country's leading manufacturer of heavy vehicles. Founded in 1954 as a joint venture between British and Indian partners, the company began producing trucks under British license. Though that partnership ended 2 decades later, Ashok Leyland went on to develop its own designs. One of the most popular, even today, is the Ashok Leyland Comet, a direct descendant of those early British models. Known for its reliability and simplicity, sturdy chassis, straightforward mechanics, easy maintenance, and an affordable price, it remains a favorite. But what stands out most is that many of these trucks are sold without a complete cab, as if they were unfinished projects. Why no cab? Tradition and economy drive the choice. The explanation lies in a blend of culture, economy, and habit. In India, buying just the chassis is far cheaper than purchasing a fully equipped truck. The lower cost allows many drivers to buy their first vehicle or renew their fleet without drowning in debt. But money isn't the only reason. Among Indian truckers, there's a deep-rooted belief in personalizing the vehicle to fit one's work and personality. Many prefer to build their own cabs, adapting them to the local climate, type of cargo, or simply their preferred style. A cab might be nothing more than wooden doors, a makeshift metal or plastic roof, and handcrafted decorations. For Indians, the truck isn't just a work tool, it's an extension of their identity, a moving canvas where creativity and spirituality meet. Trucks as folk art. Indian trucks are true rolling works of art. Once the bare chassis reaches its owner, the transformation begins, a process that can take days or even weeks. Artisans install handmade doors, decorate the roof, fit shiny mirrors, colorful lights, religious charms, philosophical sayings, and most importantly, vibrant paint filled with cultural symbols. These trucks are covered in elephants, tigers, Hindu gods, flowers, spiritual quotes, poems, and even family portraits. Everything has meaning. Even geometric patterns on bumpers or fender colors can carry spiritual or personal significance. Most drivers believe that a truck decorated with love will be safer and more prosperous. And what about safety? A complicated question. From a Western road safety standpoint, a cabless truck sounds insane. The lack of protection from crashes, rain, or extreme heat is obvious. The driver sits exposed to mechanical risks, dust, noise, and summer temperatures that can exceed 40 degrees. However, India's regulations have traditionally been more lenient in this area. In recent years, the government has tried to enforce stricter road safety standards. But many cabless trucks still operate legally in rural or secondary areas where inspections are rare. Is this practice still alive today? Yes. Although the trend is slowly shifting toward more modern, fully equipped trucks, the habit of buying bare chassis and building the cab independently remains common, especially in rural regions and among small-scale transporters. It's also widespread in industries like construction, agriculture, and urban hauling, where low cost outweighs comfort or aesthetics. Even today, many Indian truck bodies are built in family-run workshops, where the final design depends on the customer's budget, taste, and beliefs. Other unusual modifications on Indian trucks. The cabless truck phenomenon isn't the only fascinating quirk of Indian transportation. There are countless other modifications that might seem bizarre to outsiders. For example, trucks fitted with giant speakers to play religious music or public announcements, makeshift cooling systems like buckets of ice placed near the engine, handcrafted extra rear axles to increase load capacity without altering the original chassis, side-mounted water tanks for washing feet before climbing into the truck, a common rural ritual for religious reasons. All these adaptations respond to very specific local needs and reflect a mindset of self-reliance, where everything can be fixed, adapted, or reinvented. Comparisons with other global practices. While India leads the way in cabless trucks, it's not the only place where vehicles are radically modified. Around the world, creativity takes many forms. In sub-Saharan Africa, old Mercedes-Benz trucks are rebuilt using parts from different models, sometimes mixing truck and bus components. In Latin America, especially Bolivia and Peru, trucks are decorated with Andean-style textiles, religious imagery, and metal ornaments. In Pakistan, trucks are just as colorful as in India, adorned through a vibrant decorative tradition known as truck art. In Australia, the famous road trains, multi-trailer behemoths crossing the desert, feature heavily reinforced cabs designed to withstand kangaroo impacts. Yet none of these regions have taken the cabless truck concept as far as India has. There, the vehicle's design is just the starting point. The rest is defined by the driver's imagination. A way of life on wheels. More than an economic choice, more than a trend or eccentricity, the cabless truck in India reflects a culture where vehicles aren't simply purchased. They're built, shaped, and personalized until they become part of their owner's story. For Indian truckers, the journey doesn't begin when the engine starts, but when the bare chassis arrives, ready to be transformed. And though it may seem rustic, risky, or even inefficient to outsiders, this model has proven to be functional, adaptable, and deeply symbolic. Because on India's roads, every truck is more than just a means of transport. It's a story in motion. If these cabless Indian trucks that defy logic yet dominate the highways intrigued you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell to keep exploring the most extraordinary corners of the transport world. See you in the next adventure, where every wheel tells a story and every truck is a rolling work of art.